What's it like to go exploring those places alone that aren't even in the guidebooks? About Chongqing, you might have heard that it's a magical city, that it's the home of hotpot, that it has the night views of Hongyadong, and that there's a subway that runs through a building. But today, I want to take you to some places you might have never heard of, places that only locals know. An old neighborhood built on the edge of a cliff, a little alley paved with colorful mosaics, and a 1,000-year-old vertical old neighborhood that draws countless visitors. And then we'll take in the night view of this cyberpunk city along the Yangtze River. If you're curious about how many surprises this mountain city still has in store, then come along with me to explore those hidden corners. Hi everyone, I'm Ali. Today is another scorching hot day, but that won't stop us from moving forward. As a famous mountain city, Chongqing is built entirely on hills. Today, I'm going to a few very special places. Maybe these places can give you a better sense of what's it like to live in a mountain city. Now, please follow me. First, I'm going to a unique old neighborhood. This neighborhood is tucked away on the hillside of Chongqing, covering only 0.2 square kilometers. But it encapsulates the most typical steep slopes, cliffs, and precipices terrain of Chongqing. Through this residential community, you can really appreciate why Chongqing is called an 8D magic city. There are many visitors taking photos here. Let's take a look. There is a staircase here. It seems someone lives inside, but the door is locked. It's very impressive. There is an exit here. Let's see where it leads to. It looks like this is under a bridge. We are back to the street. If you come to Chongqing as a tourist, I would suggest not coming in summer because it's just too hot. And climbing long flights of stairs in this kind of heat really drains your energy. Just look at me. Coming out from there, I'm already drenched in sweat. Now, let's go to the next place. Behind me is the entrance to the second place we are going to today. It's also a very beautiful neighborhood. Please come along with me and experience this wonderful time together. We still have a long staircase to climb. In Chongqing, if you want to experience local life, climbing stairs is unavoidable. If you come to Chongqing, make sure to wear a proper pair of shoes.
喵喵喵。
It's 7 p.m. now. After spending the whole afternoon exploring the old part of Chongqing, I have arrived now at a very famous tourist attraction in this city. As a representative spot for mountain city scenery, this place draws a huge number of visitors. Compared to the old neighborhood we visited earlier, what is it about this place that's so appealing? Come with me and take a look.
过来一点，大姐，多少斤？
要不要这里拍一下？过来，同学，来过来。
要关到夏天，从夏天马上
This place is very huge, and it's like a maze. Just now, we only walked through one small corner of it, and it's get even more beautiful at night. So, let's wait until evening together, until all the lights come on. Okay?
OK， 现场的每一位，我知道你们玩的还不够燥，所以再次借给我的双手，来，所有人双手举高，来，双手，砰砰快，砰砰快，来，双手，帅哥，来，双手，砰快，砰砰快。Body you are born making be nice in the three gotta be a big my someday. You made down you say you baby say. Kicking your can all over the sea. Say we will rock you. 哎，再一次张大嘴巴，当我说 we will 的时候，你们说 rock you， 好吗？来，现场的每一位 we will rock you。好，谢谢。来，再次掌声送给自己。好。
没事，再往前走走。
我想到这个就很神奇。
上回在马路上那个。 哇哦！上去，可能啊。
As you see, this place is very beautiful. It really has so much to see. Every corner is so beautiful. You really should spend the whole day here, just wandering around or daydreaming. My video can't full capture how unique this place is. Please remember this place. Its Chinese name is Xiahaoli. If you ever get a chance to come to Chongqing, you must come here and experience it yourself.
我靠！哪个叫你来吃饭你在烤筷子？我丢起来不？没关系。
因为别的都有打扮的，为什么他的几个还能裸着？
那是什么？
그럼 이거가
먹어요. 자고요.
그냥 이거 보죠. 나도 보내냐 혼자마 그냥 다 있으려마
빠져 있는.
그날